My first introduction to this game was several videos that Markiplier did playing with his friends on a stream, I think, and I immediately fell in love with the game. The combination of the hilarious events happening due to their own actions and the game's horrifying nature left me itching to try it. And so I bought it. And in my first run, I proceeded to crash the submarine multiple times. This on my first sailing trip. I also got killed by a mud raptors. I got killed by crashing into ice spikes. I also failed to understand how the radar system works. You know, the usual. And honestly, I loved every moment of it. Oh, and this was when the game was still in early access, by the way. By now, the game works a little bit differently and actually has a tutorial for the campaign. And it doesn't just throw you into a submarine like you're a goddamn superhero who knows what they're doing, when you're actually just a janitor from the subway they picked off in the street and stuffed into a onesie. But anywho, let's get to it. Barotrauma is a game about burrowing your trauma deep in the sea. It's full of quick time events. It's great. Oh, no. Sorry, in Barotrauma, you're running your own submarine in the planet of Europa. And the cool thing about it is that the submarine is constantly breaking down. No, really. You have to manage the power levels of the submarine and make sure that junction boxes don't break down. And also make sure that none of the wildlife get in the sub, which, by the way, they're terrifying. You have crawlers, which are conceptually horrifying as they eat their own fucking corpses that you kill, but it does make life way easier for you as they start ignoring you. Then you have mud raptors, which are goddamn killing machines, and they're ready to chop you into minced meats. You also got the spinelings, which shoots completely through your submarine, causing really sizable holes that leak water all throughout it, as well as other much scarier beasts that you will dread to meet. You wanna see them? Well, just go as far deep as you can. Don't worry, they'll be gentle. This is the type of game where I can confidently say you're dealing with more of a dungeon master rather than a megalomaniacal rider. This metaphor was written by Racevik for one of his own videos, but it's a great metaphor and I'm stealing it, because as I've established, I'm the main character. So clearly, he copied me rather than the other way around. You have a map with stations and locations you can choose to visit in the game, and at stations you can buy supplies and pick up more missions. It's honestly really fun, and that's it. The concept of the game is that simple, and it all works. Of course, it could be better in certain places. For example, if you decide to play alone, you basically can only do so as the captain, as the AI can't dock the submarine at stations and will completely ignore monsters that are barreling towards you. And it will also stop whenever it gets into close proximity to any ice spires, which doesn't really make sense. This doesn't mean you won't be able to do other things or even get out of the submarine as the captain. Hell, some quests actually need you to jump out to go explore some ruins or turn on some kind of beacon. The AI in general could be better, as sometimes, for example, I'd have them store items around the ship, and I'd just find the AI standing still, staring at some wall. Luckily though, it never gets serious to the point that they work against you. Like if you have them fix leaks, they will always do so when one happens, or they'll attack monsters if they get inside the submarine. What Barotrauma can give you, if you're undecided, is this: solid submarine management in a 2D setting, and excellent cosmic horror and survival. Also, a ton of rafts if you can get some friends to play with you.